A day game here between the Red Wings and the Sens. Got the Senators here about $1.15. I'll call up these prices, make sure we're good to go. Showing $1.52, $1.65, about $1.48 at circa right now. So we'll just round it up here to about $1.55. 6.5 over 30. This price might be a little high, but for me, I'm probably gonna start it right off with a chalky favorite here in the Senators. In this one, I'm not sure this is the spot here necessarily for the Red Wings against this Ottawa team that's playing pretty well here, I would say at this point. Now, Husso is confirmed in goal here for the Red Wings. He is expected to start, get a second consecutive start, and he's already won a couple of games. He's 2-1 so far this season with a 3.37 goals against, an 88% save percentage. Darren says Senators and over here in this one. For Korpisalo, we'll see. I'm checking my goalies here and just don't know. Like I said, maybe I can fire them all up and make sure these will be a little sketchier, but the premiums will be fine when we get around to it. Again, this one 107 Eastern, 10:07 Pacific. But Korpisalo 1-1 with 3.53 ERA thus far this season. So, hello to Matt here today. All right, and for me, I'm gonna come in with Ottawa at $1.55. Play favorite here on the show. No big deal. These are usually the ones that I don't know. These are almost no-brainers to a certain extent, as long as they're under a reasonable. Even if this isn't a reasonable price, these are the type of early season favorites that I look to play. Okay, the Ducks going to take on the Coyotes here. Not exactly an attractive matchup. This one goes off at 4:07 Eastern, 1:07 Pacific here out west. And boy, man, the Coyotes. Once again, I've talked about the marked improvement for the Coyotes, but I'm not ready to do this. I'm not ready to go just there quite yet. I'm going to have to take. I think I'm going to have to take the Ducks in this one with Gibby. I get it. I've said it here on the show so far, and yeah, are the Ducks the worst team in the league? Looks like they are. But Arizona, I'm more interested in Arizona, maybe in some dog rolls here, but not necessarily as a $2 favorite here against anybody. I'm going to take Anaheim. I'll take them on the puck line. They're still minus $1.60 on the puck line, but I'm gonna have to try them here. I think getting the goal and a half at least in this one with Vejmelka going in net against Gibby. Neither goalie confirmed just yet for this one, but I think one of the things about Vejmelka is that he is probably one of the reasons why we're expecting things from the Coyotes. He continues to improve. I think we're ready for expecting a strong season from Vejmelka. He is 1-1 with a 1.94 goals against. So far, Gibby 0-2 with a 3.05 goals against, a 90% save percentage. Vejmelka 94% save percentage. So for me though, I can't do it. And who asked about Arizona is such a huge favorite there, right? So and Darren mentioned it here, but that is like I said, it just feels to me the price, the rent is too high. The rent is too high. So just not yet necessarily for me in this one. I will say that Arizona. You mentioned that. Um, yeah, Darren mentioned it so far. Arizona 4-0 on the puck line, but those were all as puck line dogs, right? So not necessarily sure here they'll get that cover. Anaheim 2-1 so far as a puck line underdog, so I'm willing to roll with them here. Try my chances with the Ducks. Let's get to the night card here now with the Maple Leafs and the Lightning in this one. And showing here the Maple Leafs on the road, a favorite. Samsonov and Johansson in this one. And Johansson is confirmed in goal yesterday by the beat writers. So we do have one confirmed goalie here, but we do have one big favorite. And Johansson continues to be the starter for the Lightning right now. It'll be his fifth start so far. He's 2-1-1 with a 3.53 goals against so far this season. And I would think in this one, I don't know if I want to. I want the Leafs here on the road as a favorite. I know there are a lot of question marks here regarding Johansson. Some people, thinking maybe he's not even an NHL quality goaltender, but the Lightning have been outscored 20-17 so far, and with Vasilevsky still out until who knows when Johansson is going to be, getting these starts. And Toronto just lost to Florida 3-1, and they're 2-2 right now. So at a little bit of plus money, I'm gonna have to take Tampa Bay here. Look, I didn't mean to spell Jonas Johansson's name wrong, and I apologize to the fan to the Johansson family who wants some random YouTuber spelling your name wrong. All right. Here we go. I'm going to take the Lightning here in this one, plus $1.10 or so, whatever you guys get. Hello to Perky here today. Good job, Perky. I was hanging out last night in one of those super secret chat rooms with Perky. We were watching the baseball game, that incredible moment. That big home run came down. All right, give me the Lightning in this one. And the Islanders are going to take on the Sabres here today. And for me, look, there's already been some significant movement here on the total over, and that's where I'm going to go. Has it gone to 6.5? I'm worried because I wanted to go over. And let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing 6.5. It's almost all over the place. Well, that can't be great. So I'm gonna give out. I better just fix it because we're definitely looking at 6.5 here. It is shaded to the under here, but nonetheless, we have seen this total going up with Varlamov in the net for the Islanders and Devin Levi here for the Sabres. And look, Levi is going to be good for a long time, but I think for me in this one, and he's not even confirmed here necessarily now. Varlamov is for the Islanders, confirmed in goal in this one, and uh, he hasn't started yet. This is his first appearance of the season. Of course, 11, 9, and 2 last year with a 2.7 goals against, going up against these Sabres here who've lost 3 of 4 so far. And, well, they haven't done well in the scoring department thus far, but uh, for me, if this game's already moved from 6 to 6.5, and, kind of look at the numbers of these teams and you're like, are the goals really coming here right now? I'm going to trust the move, actually. I actually wanted to go over 6, and I'm going to give it on the show now that it's 6.5. I thought I was going to be sneaky and come in with a premium here at 6, but for me, I'll just take the over with these two, the Isles here today and the Sabres. And the Washington Capitals going to take their 1-2 record on the road and take on my Montreal Canadiens in this one. Showing the Capitals here, $1.25, $1.30 or so the total. 6.5 under, -115, pretty much exactly as you see there. And well, at home, short dog. The way these Capitals are struggling, they're looking so slow. We're making fun of Ovechkin now. Hang it up, Ovi. I don't want him to hang it up. So far, I can count his shots on goal, I believe, on 0 hands. That's not right, and neither was that joke. That's not how you talk about Ovi. But it's just been a real bad start so far. I say bad. I mean, they do have the win, but I just don't feel like Washington right now is. They look to me like a bottom-rated team right now, um, at least where we stand now. Kemper not confirmed, but Jake Allen is, and Allen is expected to get the start here as he'll get his first start since opening night. He gave up 5 goals in that 6-5 shootout loss to Toronto, and then the Canadiens have been with Montembeault since then. But the Canadiens, they're not doing too well in the scoring department, in the defensive side, allowing 4 goals a game. That's 25th in the league. But the Capitals, after 3 games right now, they're averaging just 1 goal per game. So not great. They've only won 8 of their last 23 dating back to last season. Uh, you know, Montreal, not a whole lot to say for what's going on here necessarily, but I'm gonna try them. They've already gotten steamed. Let's see here. Yeah, and there's been some take back, but we'll say this: this one has been a dead solid over series. 7-1-1 to the over in their last 9, and 7-0-4 to the over here last 11 in Montreal. So I'm gonna try the Canadiens here, a little plus money against the Caps at home. The Caps can be favored on the road at scoring 1 goal a game right now. Maybe tonight will be their night. Vancouver Canucks going to take on the Florida Panthers here in this one with Thatcher Demko going up here in this one. And he is up against Bobrovsky. Neither goalie confirmed necessarily just yet. But you have Vancouver, both teams actually coming in 2-2. Florida's played just 1 home game so far this season. And this is a very reasonable price to me. $1.35, $1.40 here for Florida. Sign me up. I think on the Florida Panthers. They've obviously we know how strong they can be at home, basically playing about I don't know, almost close to 70%, really over the last season and a half at home, or well, I want to say more than that, probably over the last 3 seasons at home, um, playing about 700 puck, if that's a thing. And at this price, I'm probably going to take him here just like that. Now, Vancouver, so far, 3 games on the road. They've gone 1-2 so far this season. Demko 1-2 with a 2.56 goals against, and Bobrovsky 2-2 with a 2.8 goals against. So Florida also 9-17 last 26, coming off of a victory. Give me the Panthers here with Bobrovsky or whoever. I'm not going to worry about that, but I'll take the Panthers minus $1.35 or $1.40 here in this one. Hey, the Philadelphia Flyers going to take on the Dallas Stars here in Dallas tonight. And it's Dallas, a pretty big favorite here in this one. Currently showing the Stars 250 at some spots already as a line continues to climb here for the Stars. And I would imagine that, I'm always looking kind of to fade the Flyers. I don't necessarily want to lay a puck line here, but it might be my only choice, and I'm not going to give it out as a premium. So I will take the Stars and lay a goal and a half. Stars 2-0-1 so far. Yeah, everybody's hype on Philly, and we know what we've seen this movie before. So just a matter of when will it end? When will the run end for Philly? They are 3-1 so far this season, and of course Dallas 2 wins in 3 starts as well. Ottinger 2-0-1 with a 1.58 goals against, and for Carter Hart, he's 3-1 with a 201 goals against so far, including that shutout. Remember, for Hart, as they shut out Vancouver 2-0. Then they came back and beat Edmonton at home 3-1. But they all have played a couple of games on the road. They lost at Ottawa 5-2. Now they did beat Columbus 4-2, but if you take a look at that game against Ottawa, pretty okay team, I'd say, at home. Not as good as the Stars. Not as good as the Stars, and they lost that one 5-2. So I'm going to lay the puck line here and figure the Flyers might have some issues offensively. Is what it feels like. Darren does want to take the puck line though. The Pittsburgh Penguins going to take on the St. Louis Blues. The Penguins are favored here on the road. $1.50, $1.60 even at some spots currently, with Nicholas Yari here, $1.55. Of course, we have Pittsburgh coming in with a 2-2 record, 1-1 on the road. St. Louis has a record of 1-1 here. 1-1, and let's see, what was that other game? Oh yeah, St. Louis. That's right. Okay, so they won. They lost the opener, a shootout to Dallas 2-1. Then they came back and beat Seattle in a shootout 2-1 before losing to Arizona 6-2. Okay, I've got it now. All right. For me in this one with the Penguins and the Blues, man, this one actually looks kind of tough for me here in this one. Let me take a look. With Yari and Bennington, neither goalie confirmed necessarily at this point. But let's see. Pittsburgh just 3-11 in their last 11 road games, dating back, of course. I'm fighting the yawns, guys. I am so sorry. Every time I have to pause, I'm holding that yawn in so I don't embarrass myself. All right. Pittsburgh 3-8 their last 11 games on the road, and laying $1.55 here doesn't necessarily feel that comfortable. I think I've got to consider the puck line is probably way too high. If it's over $1.65 or $1.70, I'm probably just going to play the money line. Oh, it's $1.90. Okay, forget it. Give me the money line on the Blues here against the Penguins at home with Bennington. I'm not impressed at this point necessarily by Pittsburgh. Now we'll see if Yari is indeed getting the start. But Pittsburgh, they've owned this series. They've won 5 straight meetings between these two teams. This is an East-West, so they only meet a couple times a year. But the meeting here last year in St. Louis was a 3-2 victory in overtime for Pittsburgh. Okay. Well, I'm going to take St. Louis. I don't think I could pass up on a price like this. I'm not overly fond necessarily of Pittsburgh at this point. I don't have any problem with the Blues just yet. So let's take the Blues. So the Columbus Blue Jackets going to take on the Minnesota Wild on the road here. Columbus, they are a big underdog, of course. Wild minus 215. Total around 6.5 here, and wow, that's a pretty crazy line, I would say. I mean, maybe not. I mean, we know the Blue Jackets are Wild are good, Blue Jackets not so much, but Columbus do have a couple of wins here already, and this is their first road game. However, they amassed that 2-2 record at home thus far. This is usually a dead under series, 17-4-2 to the under in the last 23 meetings. I don't know if I'm buying it necessarily. I kind of wanted to go over, but that is a pretty significant. Pretty significant trend. I should just let it go. Get that yawn out. Pretty significant trend. 17-4-2 to the under in this series. Last 23 meetings. But Columbus here, like I said, 2-2 record. They're minus $1.30 on the puck line. I mean, why not? I mean, give me Columbus here in this one with Elvis here. It could be Spencer Martin, who's done a nice job so far for the Blue Jackets. I don't know if there's been any, much of a difference between the two goalies, but I don't think either of these two are confirmed here just yet. So just sneak a peek here with the Blue Jackets and the Wild. And not confirmed necessarily with these two goaltenders, Elvis and Philip Gustafsson. But let's see. Last meeting here was a 3-2 win for Minnesota in overtime. The team played their 2 meetings last year within the span of 3 days, and Minnesota won them both 3-2 and 2-0. So far, Columbus coming off all home games where they went 2-2. They beat Rangers, they beat the Flames, they lost to Detroit, and they lost to Philly. For Minnesota, they're off a 7-3 loss against the Kings here at home. couple of nights ago, and Minnesota also beat Florida 2-0 at home. I'm going to take the Blue Jackets plus a goal and a half. All right. Well, look, it's not, you don't want to say that a $2, minus 220 is the game of the night, but this is the game of the night, pretty sure. In this one, yeah, there's some better, closer, more exciting matchups, yes, but I think everyone is anticipating the champs coming in here, first home game. The tickets are going through the. It's exactly what you want to have happen in Chicago, and they're going to have an obnoxious, loud crowd ready to go in this one. We're waiting, or are we waiting? We're not waiting, right? We're not necessarily waiting because I don't know. I mean, I like to root for Vegas, but just feels like when is the bubble going to burst? And with the Blackhawks here at plus a goal and a half at minus $1.40, look, this is the NHL, man. I mean, they can't win them all. Uh, I want to trust the the Blackhawks, who they've done a nice job on. Look, they made them play all those road games. They got a couple of wins out of it. That is very, very promising to me. Now, I think it also could be Mrazek in there. I think I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to change it to Mrazek. I don't know if that necessarily, uh, you know, moves the needle for me. I mean, yeah, Mrazek, I got to think he's kind of the starter here, uh, having gone so far as the starter in 3 of the 5 games, and Soderblom started in the other 2 games. And Soderblom does have probably a little bit better numbers at this point. And for Vegas, let's see, do we show Hill in there? Vegas, of course, 5-0 so far. What can you say? It's been just great for Vegas. They've been rolling everybody. Yeah, they beat Dallas 3-2 in a shootout, but every other game has been by 2 or 3 goals. Remember, those first 3 games of the season, the final score was 4-1, 4-1, and 4-1. But I don't know. It feels like this is going to be about the kid tonight. And I know look, I'm not here to overhype Connor Bedard. Everybody else can do that for me. But I do feel like, I am pro whenever you get one of these can't miss superstar players, the team improves, morale improves, play improves. I'm taking the Blackhawks tonight on the puck line against the Golden Knights. As good as the Golden Knights have been, they'll probably continue to be great, of course. But no, I'm going to take the Blackhawks here. Let's do it. As a big dog here too. Don't forget. I mean, we're laying the chalk. We're laying a price here. Certainly, the puck line dog minus. $1.40 or so now. So I'll take the Blackhawks here in this one. Yeah. Yeah. Not at this point, right? I mean, these guys want to win, and they were no factor against Colorado with that 4-0 defeat. Raise on them with me. I think you guys are feeling what I am here. A lot of positive momentum with Chicago, and how long can it go? Yeah, are the Golden Knights the best team? They probably are. Who's second best? Colorado. So you could almost equate it because, like Darren said, Chicago just played Colorado and lost 4-0, although that was on the road. And this is the home opener for the Blackhawks, sellout crowd, franchise that has, like I said, just won the Stanley Cup, within the last decade or so. I'll say it now. Don't think it was that long ago, but then have had hard times, landed themselves uh, you know, a guy who should end up in the Hall of Fame. He's played 4 games, and let's take the Blackhawks. All right, you know what I mean. Sharks, Preds here on the road. The Sharks, a big underdog, of course, against these Predators. And the Predators are minus 240 or so, and the total here is 6. And this is a spot for me. I'm gonna have to be on the Sharks here in this one. Yeah, the Sharks 0-3-1 so far. All those games at home. Yeah, they are, and I don't care. I'm gonna take San Jose. This is a death trap for them too. It's an absolutely terrible spot, but um, I'm not. I'm not into it on the Predators here at minus 240 now. I mean, it does seem to be a runaway favorite at this point, but I don't think the Predators have looked good enough. And are the Sharks um, also down there as one of the worst teams? Yes, they are. I mean, they went. They couldn't win any game at home, even so far, losing to Vegas, Colorado, Carolina, and Boston. 4 tough teams. This might be the easiest game out of all of those, right? To play Nashville, still an okay team for sure. But I like San Jose plus 1.5 minus $1.20. Uh, Look, these guys are not good. Do not try this at home, but I'm trying it on the road tonight with the Sharks and Blackwood in net. Blackwood had the he's had the better numbers over him and Kakinen so far. So I'm gonna try him here. Let me see, make sure the goalies are in place. We don't. I think this one we have. I think. Oh no, no, neither of these guys confirmed here just yet with Sarish and Blackwood. Blackwood 0-1-1 with a 3.36 ERA for Sarish. She's 2-3 with a 2.85 goals against. Nashville has 2 wins from 5 starts so far this season and have gone 1-1 at home this season. Give me another puck line. This one's the Sharks today. Nashville has won, you guys, 7 straight meetings from the Sharks, including the including the games played here. Let's see. Last year, Nashville won on the road 6-3. They won at home 4-1. Okay. Here is Colorado Avalanche, and they're taking on the Hurricanes. In this one, Colorado $1.40 ish or so. Total 6/20. All right, and yeah, for me here, I think I'm gonna probably try the Hurricanes. Look, this has been a great start for Colorado, but I'm looking to try to beat them here one of these times and try to get a little price on it. And I figure this might be the spot with a Carolina team that's gone 3-2 thus far. Um, Maybe we're not getting the best price. I was kind of thinking I would get sneaky and use this as the premium here. There's some things that aren't necessarily in Carolina's favor here. The uh, One of those is the fact that Carolina's won just 3 of the last 17 games against Colorado. We'll also mention that 15 of the last 21 games between these two teams have gone under. Colorado's been a solid under so far, having gone under in 7 of their last 8 games. But I do expect Carolina to have a better game offensively here. They are coming off a 7-4 loss at Seattle. They did score 6 goals at San Jose. Um, they lost at Anaheim 6-3. Remember, after the game against the Kings. So I'm going to take Carolina here in this one. I'm going to go for the shocker as a free play. I'm going to try for the upset here in this one with Carolina. Um, I thought it would be Anderson. Now we'll see. I thought Kochitov was in their last game, so I wouldn't think they might come back with him here. Problem is Anderson's looking a little bit rusty. I mean, even Ranta's been in there in a couple of games so far. So, if anything, and Ranta was bad. So Carolina's having goaltending issues, no doubt about it. They're going to need to clean that up here, but I'm trying them here in this one. Ray says go over here, and that's what I want to kind of do too. I'm kind of reserving it. May go premium over. I really like the over. The numbers here, data points starting to come back, saying to me, right, we got to find the spots, right, Mike? We got to find those opportunities, the ones we think. I mean, is Colorado gonna, win 40 games at home this season? Maybe they are, but we got to. They're going to be favored in almost every home game. So this is the one I'm going against them here tonight. All right, the Jets and the Oilers here with Hellebuck here on the road going up against Skinner. And the Oilers a deserving favorite here, I guess, at $1.70, huh? Neither goalie confirmed here in this one, but I think for me, look, this total 6.5 over 35. Are there any sevens? Do I hear a 7? And if it gets to 7, well, you know what? I'm just going to give it out here on the show. In fact, it is a Bovada now, 7 under 40. I'll give it out at 6.5, but I'm going under with the Jets and the Oilers here for sure in this one. Hopefully, it is Hellebuck and Skinner. That's the matchup that I want to get involved. I don't have a problem with Skinner, despite what happened in his first start. And Hellebuck, I expect him to come around as well. These guys' numbers aren't great, but I've got this one in and under tonight. Even though these two teams have combined to go 5-2 to the over, the last 8 meetings between these two teams in Edmonton have gone 6 unders, and that's the way that I'm going to look here in this one. We know that Winnipeg is a total under team on the road, dating back to last year, having gone under in 24 of their last 33 games on the road. And they do struggle, certainly on the road, and Edmonton maybe needs a win. Both teams come in 1-3, so I've got a non-Edmonton. I've got a shutdown game. I've got it a low-scoring game between these two teams, which, interestingly, the last 2 games these two teams played were very high-scoring when they played last season in their last 2 games. The first games were a little bit lower scoring so I'm going to go under, though, here. 6.5 at plus money, or maybe even 7 under 40. But Matt's going to go over in this one, and I get it. The last 2 games between these two teams have featured 21 total goals. And these teams are going over right now, but I'm saying that it comes to an end tonight. I often am on those contrarian sides on a Saturday. The Rangers going to take on the struggling Kraken. Like I said, are we seeing the regression here of the Kraken? It almost feels like it. You don't necessarily want that to be the case, but Rangers are going to come in here a favorite here in this one. And for me, the Rangers at $1.30-ish or so, with Igor in goal, expected to be up here against Grubauer. I think that'll be the matchup. The Rangers are 2-2 so far with a 1-1 record on the road, and for the Kraken, they're 1 win so far this season in 5 games. They also have a shootout loss. Remember, they played 3 on the road to start the season, then came back home. Remember, they started terribly with a losing streak of 4 games, came back home, beat Carolina 7-4 last game. But I'm going under. I'm not sure anybody can get me off this under here at this point. I kind of like it premium. I'm just not sure how we're going to fit the premiums in today. And let me just give it out here because you have a Rangers team that's gone under in 9 of their last 11 games as a favorite. And they've also gone under in 10 of their last 15 on the road, dating back to last season. So far this season, these two teams have combined to go 2-7 to the under. I'm going to try one more under here. Okay, I'm contrarian on some. I'm willing to admit when I'm willing to go contrarian and just buck all the trends. Feeling, of course, a lot of times when you do say when I say that as a handicapper, and I'm saying I'm bucking, usually what I'm doing is just fading an overpriced position. I'm not necessarily saying that, like you said, in Winnipeg, Edmonton, right? But price looks a little high. So, when you start to get into those sevens, yeah, we've got over sevens. All right, let's take the under here. All right, the Bruins and the Kings here in this one with tonight. This one's going to be good, man. I mean, with Swayman in there against Cam Talbot. And what can you say? The Kings have looked absolutely terrific, man. This is a great, great start. I got to feel good about the Kings here against Boston today. I have a feeling it might not be Swayman. Let's see what happened. Let's see what the numbers say. I'm going to go to Allmark and just say that maybe Allmark is going to be in there tonight instead of Swayman. I'm going to make a little change here, seeing what I'm seeing currently on some of the sites. So, Boston comes in perfect so far with a 3-0 record. That's what makes this game so awesome, I think, here tonight. Kings certainly have looked good as well. A couple of wins here in the last 2 games. They crushed at Minnesota. They crushed at Winnipeg after losing at home to Colorado and Carolina in a shootout. So they've evened their record here to a certain extent. Yeah, they did have a shootout loss, so they got a point out of that one as well. Even with the slow start at home. So, all right. And for Boston, it's been terrific, no doubt. Easy schedule so far. It's going to be Chicago won 3-1 over. Boston beat Chicago 3-1. They beat Nashville 3-2, and they won at San Jose 3-1. So, I'm kind of feeling lucky tonight with my Kings, but maybe I'll just go. I kind of like both. Maybe we could give out both here. Maybe we give out a little double play. Ray says go over. Let's make that my play. Make it a little consensus action here, Ray, you and me. You said over. I'll take over. Maybe I'll save the Kings for a little premium. I like the Kings. We'll see. And Mike's on the Kings too. All right, let's do it. Double play here is a huge card. I can find premiums. I've got the Kings and the over tonight. A double play here on the show. All right.